This video, I'm going to go over absolutely almost everything that the game has to fix to make sure that it can come back or stay relevant, because this is what the Steam chart looks like now, and as you can see, it's not looking good. But this video is not going to work with just me. I'm going to need your guys' help as well. If there's anything you agree with that I mention, and if you want to expand on that, then leave that in the comments, and then if I miss something or you disagree with something, just let me know in the comments as well. But another way to also show solidarity is just like the video at any point that you do agree with me, because the more likes and comments this video gets, the more likely that the developers will pay it any attention, because as you can see, we got like basically no subscribers compared to bigger channels. But I'm gonna go ahead and make the video anyway. The things that I will mention, the developers in the Q&A, I'm hoping that they at least address half of those things, because if it's not at least half or more, I am not being dramatic, but the game is not gonna last. But let's just get started. There's no particular order that I'm going in. I'm just gonna talk. So if you want to listen in the background, you can do that. But let's just get started. First thing, why is it so difficult to completely finish upgrading a character? Let's go to Escanor, because he's probably my most complete unit. We have 3 weapons, all ancients, completely RNG. Again, RNG, RNG. You have to do that 3 times, and hopefully you get enough good rolls to be like, okay, this is good enough, and I can stop now. So I just stopped because these are good enough for now. It can almost not get better. This has to be a higher percentage. Here, I could get some more holy damage, holy attack, maybe some crit damage, and then some more stats here. So as you can see, that's a lot of RNG. And then we have here 3 more sets where you have RNG. Well, there's more, right? You have the level, I'll get into this later, but you have the engraving bonus RNG here, here, here. So you can't actually finish a character unless you dump everything you have into them. And that's just such a stupid way to play the game, because it makes it not fun. You're stuck. You can't finish anybody. And oh, I'm looking forward to getting blasted by RNG again. How fun. So that's the first thing, the major thing. Also, they have to start giving us the kit details. Like, this is just not fair. I don't understand why they don't do this yet. They said they're going to be more transparent with the last update, but why do we not know Merlin's kit in detail with the numbers, what she does with the kits before the update? Like, this is such a scummy move, like, that they have to stop doing, because Clotho goes away and then we know about Merlin. The same thing with Escanor goes away, then we know Clotho, that kind of stuff. And then, of course, we didn't get the 3rd engrave set until after Clotho is gone. So I just don't understand the point. Clearly, they can release the engrave sets together, all 3 of them. So I just don't understand why they don't do that, and then why they don't tell us that what the engrave sets do. That way you can at least decide if you want to pull for the current character that's on a banner. Sure, there's the live streams, but like, they don't show off the characters properly. They don't go into the skills kits. No, nothing. So like, what even is the point? So just release the character kits. Give us the engrave set, the 3rd one, when the character comes out. Let us have the details. I just don't see the point. It's intentionally trying to create unnecessary amounts of FOMO that people are just going to get tired of. Like, you can only do this so many times, and then turns out either Elizabeth is busted, in which case you summoned in Merlin and you're cooked, and Elizabeth is not busted, but you wouldn't know that, so you summon for her, or you save for her, and then you summon for her, and then, well, and then you're cooked. So another thing, Merlin obviously is a lot better and feels a lot better than Escanor, but like the Sins and Meliodas too, but like King and Diane are kinda okay. They're not bad by any means, but compared to Meliodas and Merlin, they're just, you know, just not up to par. Same with Escanor. How is the strongest, well, basically the strongest Sin, right, for most of the series, so weak? Like, even at Potential 4, you had 45,000 players come and try your game. I'm sure some of them pulled Escanor, or a lot of them probably pulled Escanor, and then they try him and he's just so weak. And the HP bonus, I guess, was fine with the buffs, but like, do something, man. He just does not feel good to play for the most part. He's fine to play, but like, am I really going to play Merlin or Escanor over Merlin now that the elemental disadvantages are gone as well? Like, I'd rather just play Merlin and Meliodas. It doesn't really give me any reason to play Escanor. Again, personal opinion, but I know a lot of people that are not happy with their potential 10 Escanor, okay? I only have a potential 4, but imagine someone that's potential 10 and they're still not happy with the product. You have taken like hundreds of dollars from, no, not taken, they have spent hundreds of dollars for a character, and just to be dissatisfied with it. So yeah, just make the Sins stronger, because Daisy at potential 6 is probably the most valuable unit in the game. I have a potential 7, I got lucky, but I don't think this is the right way to go. Like, OCs, they're going to tone it down a little bit. It's going to be like every 2 other updates or so is going to be an OC, but just don't make them unnecessarily strong compared to a Sin. Elizabeth hopefully is probably going to be better than Daisy or Manny or Clotho, but we'll have to see. Also, I'm not going to spend too much time on the cube keys. We already know that's an issue. They haven't changed that since the start of the game. I don't know if they will, but just make it 75, 80, 100. As you can see, we have a lot of keys. so I'm not really that worried. This is around 4,000 keys, and I'm just gonna sit on these because there's nothing really worth using your keys on. So until they give us something, I will keep hoarding. But a lot of people have issues with keys. Just give us maybe 100 a day, and then you can save all of them if you want, and then on the weekend you can go ahead and use them up if you want. And also, just like we have 2 times rewards, right? You can go in here and get twice the rewards. They should just add 3, 4, 5 just in case. Like if I want to go in there and do one run and use 100 stamina, then I'll just do that, and then I can also get like more rewards. It feels like more rewards even though it's not. It's the same rate, but I think you guys understand, like you don't do singles because it's the same rate and the same rewards, but you do a 10 pull. So yeah, that's just a little bit of improvement I would like to see with the Q keys. It's not as bad now because of the mastery thing, but I'll get into that later as well. Let's talk a little bit about crafting. There's a lot of issues with crafting. First, I mean, these are going to be probably addressed with the pet dispatch system, but I'll talk about that later. But these items, collecting them is probably one of the worst experiences I've had in video games in a long time. So that's not nothing new, but I'll wait for the pet part to actually talk about that. These are way too expensive to craft, 500 flint for no reason. The remnants aren't that bad. You can just roll it again, but 60 and then 100 here. I've saved these for a while now, so I have 1100. I haven't crafted any of these. Maybe like a couple of remnants, but it's too expensive, especially given like there's no guaranteed upgrades. They should probably add the master stitching needle and the master scissors in here as well. So instead of like 100, it's 200. All right, that would be a fair price, but as of right now, 160. The remnant's not that terrible, but still, it's just not worth it. Same thing with the gear. Like these still cost stamina to make, so I can't really go ahead and make other ones. I don't want to. I don't want to waste my stamina. And then these ones aren't terrible. I can just do them a couple more times to get the 120, but they should just bring this down to like 30 or 45. 60 is just unnecessarily high. You already have these items that you need. You need the blueprints, and then on top of that, you have to go and get these things. So just a personal opinion on the gear. These ones aren't terrible. I mean, you're not making them for the gear piece itself, more so the set effect, right? Normal skill damage, ultimate move damage, that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to complain about that too much. I think 50 is okay. It's not terrible, but like these rewards, or not rewards, crafting materials, take a look at them. I just wanted to take a moment to shout out my channel members here on YouTube that have decided to support me. If you want to join my Discord server, the link will be in the description. If you enjoy gacha games in general, I would say consider joining. Also, if you want to support me further, you can join the channel, or a simple subscribe would be really appreciated. Other than that, let's get back into the video. Also, why is it that we can't get seals for other regions? Like, it's just Leonis forever. They should, if you change the region, they should just change the coin for this, because there's platinum in Ferzen's seal shop. You can get 5 a week, and I'm not going to farm the mobs for it. It's just a waste of time. So make this like 60 or 70. So like 5 days or 6 days, you can do this. With 60, you'll have 300 or 360, whatever. And then you just do one of those days in the week. You go and do a different region, so get 60 coins of like the Fairy King's Forest or the Ferzen area, whatever it is. You can use these coins to buy tree sap, platinum, or if you need something else. We need that change. Let's talk about platinum really quickly. I don't think it's as terrible as it was before. Maybe it's just me, but like with that couple of additional nodes, it does help out. Well, I still have a lot of blueprints that I can't use because of the platinum, so it's still an issue, but like reduce the platinum where there's already a gate. Like, why does this cost 30? I know it's a better weapon, but like you can't craft these without this, which only comes in once every 3 weeks. So just make this like 15 or 20 or like something, right? Same thing with the spell beads. You can't get these infinitely. Now, as long as you have keys, you can maybe farm this, but like, I don't know. Is platinum really necessary here? I just feel like it's a waste. You have us go through this first, and then if you want to do physical, which you'll need for bond, not right now, but then you need to use platinum again. But like, these are already stuff you need to farm. So why is it that there's platinum here? I don't mind the sunstone thing and the malachite thing too much. I mean, you're not really crafting sunstone weapons that often. We'll have to see the malachite weapons, but again, this is fine, I guess, whatever, but take it out of like weapons and stuff. I don't think it's necessary. This one as well, like you can't use this outside of engraving seals or with engraving seals. So why is this also like 25 platinum? Make it 15 or 10, because you need the engraving seal to actually use this item. So another thing is just like wherever there's a gate, reduce the platinum or just take it away instead of adding more nodes, which is more things to farm every day. Again, pet dispatch system could fix that. We'll get into that later. Actually, no, now would be a good time to actually talk about the pet dispatch system. So So if the pet dispatch system is not like this, okay, it's over. Like I'm not even joking, it's over. If I want to send out a pet, 2 pets, 3 pets, doesn't matter, and they're gonna go gather all of the materials I'm specifying, so amethyst or platinum or something, it better do all of them, okay? I don't want to have it like be half and half or whatever, then I still have to go pick it up. I'm gonna come into the game, I'm gonna dispatch my pets, and I'm gonna get off. And when I'm back, it will give me all the materials. I can come back the next day, or I can come back the same day, whatever it is. It's gonna hold on to the materials, and then the next day I can come back, I'll pick them up. Same thing with platinum, same thing with sunstone, same thing with these flowers right here. I'm sending them out, they're gonna gather all of them, and that's it. We already put up with 3 months of this, where you have to go. You can see I have 42 amethyst. What normal person? I mean, there's people out there that have more, but this is from Meliodas, and I stopped. It's just, like, I'm not even farming for Elizabeth. This is from Merlin, and this from Ice as well, Merlin. So I have these because I'm, kind of lucky, but I am not trying to farm this for any longer anymore. Okay, pet dispatch system now, and every single item. That's it. No questions, no nothing else. So that way you don't have to farm the mastery and elemental items as well. You can just send them out. It'll gather. Let's say these are all elemental spell bead items. So that's all I have to say about the pet dispatch system. I'm not gonna say much more because it's gonna come out and we'll see that anyway. But for now, that's it. Also, speaking of pets, can we please get the freaking dash back, dude? Like, it just does not feel satisfying as it did before because you could move around so fast. Like, yeah, if it wasn't in the game first, it wouldn't be an issue. But because it was, like, I think it's fair to what is that? Fair to want it back. Is that the prison or something? All right, we're gonna make our way over there as I'm talking. Oh, that is the fortress. Maybe in the rewards menu, if I get out of my pet, from here I should be able to see the stats and the passives that a weapon has or a gear piece has, because this one, without getting it or looking it up online, you can't know what Gallant's passive does or this piece's passive is. Same thing with this. Without a drop, you're not going to know what it is. And there should be a menu in your gear system or wherever in your gear, kind of like how they have it with elemental beads. You can see all the stat rates. Here there should be an eye right next to chance-based bonus that will show you all the stats you can get, and you just click that and it will show you all the stats you can get for the chance-based. I think that would be a good addition as well. There's no reason not to have it. And speaking of stats, like these question marks, they should have question marks for all of these. Here it doesn't really matter, of course, we know what they do. Maybe here, and then maybe some here, but again, these at least have some question marks. Defense shatter, shatter resistance, those two for sure, and they know what it does, so why can't we just know, right? Again, it's just a small thing, but I really hope they fix it. Also, speaking of characters, actually, for the mastery, you know what I realized? It's basically such a bait and switch, because while these items you don't need keys anymore, you still need to go farm these, and you still need gold. Now, you can do it here on the, I think, mastery dungeon, you can go get that, but you still need to farm gold, you still need to farm those hero tokens, which require keys, but here you can go ahead and do it. Just make this 5, honestly, like, let people progress, but I don't know, I doubt they will do that. I think if it was 5, it would be actually valuable to do this, otherwise you just keep doing your bosses and stuff and, pick these up along the way, but I'll get into this item later as well. And talking about economy a little bit, the star fragment economy, this update was probably a little bit better. As you can see, I did 120 pulls on Merlin, and I'm almost back at 100, but a lot of that was with the skins, well, not on these characters, but let's say with King, so I made a lot of the engraved sets in the game, so with that I was able to get a bunch of star fragments, so that's fine, but we need a little bit more guaranteed, so they added the raid, which I'll get into that later. In here, just make this like 240 men or something, 200, and the Book of Stars is kind of a joke, but we'll take it. I guess it's 500 every week. They could have given us 600, but once we level up to max, which is probably going to be within the next couple updates, then just make the 600. Like, why not? It's only for the max level players anyway, so stuff that is guaranteed and weekly or daily, I think they should take a look at that as well, because it's almost good, right? Because we have 100. I don't know where I got these from outside of the star fragments from the engraved sets, but I'm pretty sure most of you guys don't have what I have. So all right, and then let's talk about the loadout system, or the whole weapon switching, gear switching, engrave switching thing. I have an idea. Okay, have a section here, loadouts or presets. What you can do is whatever you have here, you save it to that. You have 5 presets or 3 presets at least for a character. You save it to that, and that's it. Whenever you go to a team, you can select, and say you go to Daisy, and here there's presets somewhere, and you can select which character's version you want. If you want Ice Merlin built with, let's say, these gear pieces, there's armor and stuff, then you will have that saved as a preset, and you can go ahead and put it on. If you want lightning, obviously you have to go in there and switch the armor, switch some of the gear, but I try to have gear that's usable for every version of the unit for the most part, just because I don't really feel like doing all of that. that, but we need that as soon as possible. Also, we need more teams. Why can't I have at least 6 teams or 7, 8? This is my exploration team. This is my wind team, my lightning team, and my ice team. Don't have fire, don't have earth, don't have darkness, don't have holy. Like, I don't know why they give us just 5 teams. They should just give us 10. Hopefully with version 1.7, so not this one. I hope to hear something about this system, because this has to come yesterday, like as soon as possible. And I don't want to see it like if you put it on a preset or a loadout that it locks your gear piece and you can't take it off and put it on someone else. If they add that where you can have one gear piece set to multiple pieces, that would be a huge W, because then you don't have to worry about the RNG. You just need one gear piece that's good, right? So let's go to here. You just need a ring like this that's 120% or 120 and then 10% crit damage here, and that's a perfect ring that you can throw on anybody. If they allow that, which I don't think they will because it's not Marvel, but if they allow it, that would be really big. All right, let's talk about the weapons a little bit, because it's going to be the similar thing between weapons and engraved sets, but they have to let us lock a slot. Like if I want to lock this in crit damage or fire damage, just please let me do that so I can actually do all 3 of the weapons and move on. Like if I want to just lock everything else and keep rolling trying to get better fire damage, that's still fine, but like why do we have to roll all 4 stats to get one better stat? If you have 2 good ones, like let's show Merlin, I want to lock these 2 and then I want to farm the rest, whatever I get. I want to lock these 3, crit damage, lightning attack, lightning damage. I want to farm normal skill damage. I want to keep these 3. I want to farm fire burst efficiency. All of this is just such a quality of life change that I just don't understand why they don't have right now. And if they want to introduce items to actually go ahead and upgrade your stats, that's not terrible, like the scissors and needles. Just make it guaranteed upgrade to maybe even max, like 1 upgrade and you're done. They could do that, so instead of 13%, we go straight to 18%. Or just use the regular enchant, so if you block this thing and you enchant it, then it will go up by a certain percent, at least let's say 1, right? So I lock it, I use the lightning enchant, it's going to go 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That would be a good change as well. These are all like pretty much my own ideas. I haven't really looked anywhere else, but you know, if you guys agree, disagree, again, happy to hear your thoughts on the comments. And then going back to crafting for a second, I don't actually mind that this costs 15 that much compared to this 15 over here. I think they should raise it to 25 or 30, because basically every month you have 2 new units, and that's 2 new SSR weapons. You get these from somewhere else, but still, like if this is going to be our primary way of getting this, then you might as well let us have 20, 25, 30, and you still have to go out of your way to farm these. And then as you can see, I haven't used them. I'm waiting to see if they announce like a lower price, maybe 10 instead of 15. We'll have to see, but I think they should just be raised to 25 and 30 so we can actually upgrade our weapons. I'm not someone that salvages SSR weapons. I don't think it's worth it. You can see I have a lot, and these are all level 3. So level 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So I haven't done any 5, 6, 7 just because I don't think it's worth it right now. Plus, on top of that, it's not just the gluttonous weapon. We also have the new series weapons, right? So we have Breath of Glory, and then we have other weapons coming up in the future, which we need to upgrade. So, right? Like, I'm not crazy. You need to upgrade these weapons for the best in slot of some other units, and you need the, well, SSR magic crystals for that. So, and actually, speaking of upgrading weapons, dude, can we please talk about this? What is this? I have 1,200 of these things, and I have 7 of these gear pieces. How? Like, buff the rates for this, and also give an exchange system. I literally played a beta of a video game just recently, Gacha game, and they have an exchange system of like basically everything. You want to change this to this, you can do that. You want to change this to this, you can do that. But here you can't. I don't need 1,200 weapon upgraded materials, and if I could just craft this instead of having to go farm stages all the time. I think what they did is they kept the gear drop level like kind of low, so you have to go use stamina if you want this item, or pay money, but like nobody's doing that. Even in the raid, I think you get like 20 or something. I don't know how much you get, I forget. So you have 9 here, 9 here, yeah, so 27 basically at most, and you use that to upgrade a gear piece, I guess. I'll get into the raid later as well, but please give us some way to get more of this without having to use keys, like, or trade something in even. So I went over the gear system where we want the additional details on what you can get as a substat and stuff. That's fine. So we should get this here. Well, some of these unique pieces, they have locked substats. That's fine. But like here, I should be able to know which are the substats I can get and what's the rate for them. But also, I should be able to reroll these chance-based bonuses very easily, or upgrade my level, something to actually perfect a gear piece. Because right now you have the uniques that are at a certain level, but like you saw this ring, right? 120, then chance-based bonus. If I want to upgrade this to max of a crit chance, there should be an item or something to do that. And then if I want to take this ring, let's say from 122 to 125, there should be an item to do that as well. Guaranteed. No RNG crap, all right? I just want to upgrade this ring. I want to put it on, let's say, not this ring, but I want to put this ring on a unit and move move on. That's it. Or maybe just an item that lets you choose the substat you want. Something to actually reduce the RNG, because you could be farming a gear piece for thousands of keys, and I know personally people that have done this and not get something good. So like crit damage double here is pretty rare, or very rare, where people are going to be, spending thousands of keys to actually get the crit damage ring, and you just don't get it. But if there was an item that would let you choose a substat and upgrade your gear piece, then, you can farm for that, even if it's difficult. I don't care if it's difficult, but just reduce the RNG, dude. Like, this is 2026. This is already a gacha game. Like, you don't need 10 layers of RNG to make the experience even worse. So I'd also like to see the gluttonous weapons be buffed a little bit. Like Clotho's rapier is very underwhelming. Why isn't there a second passive? Every other gluttonous weapon gets a second passive. Second passive, second passive. Or the second line is basically their second passive. And Clotho's weapon does not get a second passive, which is really stupid. And everyone agrees that their gluttonous weapon should be the strongest in slot, which is not true again for Meliodas. We saw the Black Flame is still better, and this roll is trash, just ignore it. But like, I would limit break this weapon. I would limit break Escanor's axe. I mean, it is pretty good, right? He probably has the best weapon for him, but they should be a little bit better. These buffs are a good place to start, but I think you have to take a deeper look into how you can make these weapons better for the unit specifically, because you don't need it to be good on everybody, but just for that unit. Of course, like with how Merlin works, you definitely need these attack skill buffs and crit damage and all that. So it's also a very good weapon, but only talking about Meliodas' longsword. But even then, Lightning Merlin is so good that you can pretty much do better with lightning, even on a not limit broken wand, than ice outside of the raid. The raid is, where you actually see the value. But yeah, they're just a little bit underwhelming. Would like to see some buffs to the weapons. All right, let's actually talk about the engraved sets. I do have to go over it here to actually show you guys what I'm talking about. But first, Remnant of the Rift. Please just let us lock a substat right here. I'm going to click lock, and reroll this. That's it. Remnant, even if it's RNG, that's good enough for now. Just let us lock the substats. That's for the remnants, okay? And that way, even if they don't reduce the price that much of the crafting, I'm not going to mind that much, because again, you're still having two stat. Like, I don't want to reload these two. These are perfect. Same with like this one. It's not perfect, but I'd rather keep normal attack damage than reroll it. I don't think I have a single perfect engraved set. Of course, you have to reroll the sets to actually get a set or good engraving bonus, but still, like, I don't have anything that's perfect for the unit, which is pretty crazy because I've crafted a lot of engraved sets. So as you can see, let's also talk about these. I understand why they can't make it guaranteed up, because you have the master needles. That would be the whole point of the master needles, but just at least make it so you can't go negative, right? If you want to tilt the stats, all right, let's just go use one. I don't like using these, but let's use it on the lowest level gear we have, which is this one. I'm better off just remaking this level 111. Okay, we'll do this one because 112 and level 3 passive. We'll reroll this. The lowest I should get is just 112. That's my level, but it could go down to 111, goes up. Once you go up, then just lock it there as well. So I'll do it one more time. Let's go ahead and see what we get. 122. Honestly, I'm not even going to risk it. It's probably going to go down, but I got lucky there. Usually, if you try it on a higher level piece, like 120, 125, you'll just go straight down. Might even end up in 111, and that's just not fun. So I don't like using this item at all. It's just terrible design, but this one, hey, this is a master item. Why can't you just have +3 on this? I really have to use 2 of these to go to level 130, even though it's just 2 levels away. Like, make it +2/+3 guaranteed, and I'd be happy with the item. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces that are basically 130, but I have to use 2 here, 1, 1, 1, 1, which is fine. Again, the ones I can get, but I have to use 1, 1 here for each level. And then, of course, not to mention these, I can't really directly upgrade them because I might get +1 on the engraved set. And then just add the master scissors as fast as you can. Like, nobody's trying to wait for that. We'll go and use this anyway. Watch this be a level 3. I'll take it back. I'll take it all back. Okay. Well, whatever. We'll take a level 2, but still, we should get master scissors as soon as possible. Let's see if I can do one more. It's probably going to be usually ending up at, and let's do this one, because that's probably Daisy's best set. So this one, level 3, right here. Imagine. Should we do one more? Why not, dude? I don't even care, honestly. It's probably going to go back to level 1, but we'll do it until we're at 8 left. Yep. Okay. Let's do a couple more. Stays at level 1. That's great. All right. We're going to do one more. I'll do it until 8 because I don't want to use all of these up. Let's stays at level 1. That's great. I love farming items that don't give me anything. Love doing that, dude. Stays at level. All right. At least let's see if we can get a level 2. Okay. Let's keep track of how many you're reusing. That's why I don't even like using it past level 2, because, well, this is what you get. You just get 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and level 2. That's it. I'm not touching it. This is why I said don't use these items. I just want to use it to prove a point. different, but terrible design without the master scissors. Like, if you have to do the scissors to get level 2 and then use the scissors to get level 3, that's fine, but we don't even have that right now. So, but yeah, not just that, let us craft those things, the master scissor and the master needle, and just make it less expensive. I don't know where even it is, but somewhere, right? It's just, I'm not trying to sell my soul to make one of these scissors when it doesn't give me anything. So, also, some issues with the combat. I think this happened more after 1.5, because I'm having issues with tagging, and the responsiveness is just not that great. I don't know what it is, what they did with the update, but I don't know. I haven't been really having as much fun as before with the combat. Something feels off. And also, where's my... Oh, this is my team in use. Okay. Especially Meliodas. Something is up with him. I don't know what it is, but I burst with him. I do some debuffs and buffs. I can't tag into him for a while. At least a second, which is a lot of time, right? And then I tag into him, and it works after. But like that initial draw or drawback where I can't tag in is just so frustrating. And I think the game could do with smoother animations. Like overall animations are great and the feel's great, but I think you guys can all agree there's a little bit of like oomph missing in the game. Like a little bit of it's hard to put into words, but a little bit of spice that's missing, that you look at the game and you're like, go, oh, you know what I mean? Like the other gacha game like I was talking about that I played the beta for, the combat just felt nice. Like it just felt good. But Origin has good combat, but part of it just feels dissatisfying. I don't know. So maybe do something about that. And I don't know why they changed this. Like in terms of the free-to-play aspect, it's a good thing that now you don't need to use a very specific element to clear a stage, but kind of defeats the whole purpose of building different elements. Like you guys know Cost or Zack, we're in the same guild, and Burgess uses Meliodas for everything now because, well, he doesn't get debuffed, right? The nerf of the elemental. So you have a P10 Meliodas, he's probably the strongest unit in the game, or P9 at least, right? You don't need P10, but P9 Meliodas just clear everything in the game so easily. You couldn't really do that before. You could try to raw dog it, but now you can just, go up there, kill the boss instantly, that's it, go home. All right, a couple more things. We're getting closer to the end, right? I know it's a lot, but we're gonna do it in one video. I'm done making this kind of video. I'm gonna move on to different games, honestly, but Hawk Pass, very underwhelming, very trash. So there's only 5 pulls in here, 1 SSR weapon, that doesn't even include Breath of Glory. That's probably not gonna include the Malachite weapons. I hope they do change it by then, but 5 pulls in here for $10, and then all these materials now are useless. Just takes you like 20 seconds to go get it. These ones, I don't know why there's still the epic version in here. Put them with the legendary versions in the next one. The gold is very low, make it 100,000. There's only 1 box. This is probably the biggest insult. You have 1 elemental spellbeat chest in here. Why isn't this 5 or 10? And then these aren't even as valuable anymore. Like double this. And then after tier 50, all you get is basically just trash. Like what are you gonna do with 2 of these, dude? Get 200 XP or whatever it is on your gear piece. So Hot Pass right now, just terrible. Add the new weapons. Maybe add some custom weapons. Also, I want to see a skin in the Hawk Pass. You pay $10 maybe, right? Instead of the 8 or whatever it is, pay $10 and get a skin here. I don't want to see it on this side. I want to see it on this side. And make the rewards better here. Give it a 10 pull here and more keys for the people that do want to buy this. But like one of the worst battle passes I've seen in a video game as well. So stupid. Let's talk about the shop and costumes a little bit. So if you bought Merlin's skin, actually let's not do Merlin. Let's do Escanor's and Meliodas's, which I did. Man, we got just rug pulled. That's why I'm not going to buy like these skins. I didn't buy Clotho's skin. It's just like, what are you even buying here for Daisy? Like you're buying the sword and shield, but the costume like you don't even use sword and shield Daisy, most people, right? So Clotho's armor, let's go here. Like this is a sick outfit, but $60 when you can like use this, it's still pretty good. Like I'd just rather use this instead of paying $60 for this, even though it's a very good skin. Same with Merlin. Like I just like her base skin. Like even these are kind of depressing. I don't know why you would pay $60 for this either. What's more than 60 with taxes, right? Daisy, same thing. Like this skin looks trash. This one's already so much better than this one. Escanor, of course, probably is the biggest L. What is this costume compared to this one? Like this is why we need to know which costumes are coming as well, because I'm not gonna buy costumes anymore if I don't know what the third engraved set looks like. So good luck trying to get money out of me. This was the biggest bummer. Like would you really pay $60 for this when you can just get this for free? Like why? I get the Lost Vein. It's pretty cool. That's like the point of the skin, but what is this, dude? And you can't even put Lost Vein on anybody else, which makes sense, but like come on, it's a legendary skin for a weapon. Like these ones you can put on somebody else, right? And this one, that's from the raid. Do you think I'm crazy for letting you use legendary weapons skin on a different weapon, like, or use, unit? I don't think it's that bad. But if you're gonna add custom weapons, also add custom animations. If you're gonna charge $60 for it, like Merlin's animations should be somewhat unique with the Grimoire, same with Meliodas' longsword, Escanor's axe. It should be visibly different. But right now, if you're justifying that $60 purchase, man, I'm sorry, but like I can't support you. So I'm not going to talk about mobile that much because I know there's issues, obviously, because it's mobile, but work on optimizing that because people that play on PC or PlayStation would want to play mobile if it's fine, right? You can do your daily farming on it, but like new players that don't play the game and want to try the game and they have a poor experience on mobile, that's it. Like most of the player base is on mobile. So, well, I don't know about now because it just runs kind of bad unless you have a good device, which, you know, like the Western world, we have good devices, but I'm talking about like the other places. So yeah, also there's a auto battler like system mode on mobile. It's pretty janky. Upgrade the UI or AI for it so it understands what skills to do in what order, or you can at least put it in. So like for Merlin, I don't want to use my Q first. Maybe you do, but like I'm just saying, well, actually Meliodas is the better example. You don't want to use his normal skill first because you don't have the haste stack. So what you want to do is use your haste ability and then do the normal skill. But what the AI does is going to do your normal skill first, and then it's going to do the haste attack, which completely beats the point of his cooldown reset. So that's just for mobile. Let's talk about leaderboards and then I'll talk about the raid. These stats, by the way, are basically using bugs. My clanmates up there don't, you know, it's like fair game. What are the developers doing allowing these kinds of bugs in the game? And, you know, people are going to use these to get higher rankings, especially when you can get a title off of that, right? So you have or got second or got first and whatever the rest. Don't look at this, dude. I was just trying out Ice Merlin for fun and it just turned out that way. But yeah, as of right now, I think the leaderboard system is just trash. Make it so when you're going into a boss room, right? So let's say as soon as I cross those stairs, I'm in the boss room and the boss is looking at me and he's going to attack me. As soon as I go in here, everything should reset. All my skills, all my tag gauge, my magic gauge, everything should reset. I think they should probably take out, you can't do that. You would have to have a separate mode. I was going to say take out food from speedruns, but you can't really do that. But yeah, just make it so everything resets and you can't come in pre-buffed to kill the boss and that's it. But the bigger issue is here, I think. I'm not wrong. Don't remember if this is legit or not. Could be. Somebody said something about 5 seconds, but basically there's a bug with Daisy where you get an attack buff with her somehow, and that attack buff sticks with you once you're out of the circle in the time-space junction, which should not be happening. So like those kinds of bugs, if you're going to have a speedrun mode or a leaderboard mode, cannot be having these kinds of bugs be in the game and then call it a leaderboard. I get it's like preseason, so and that's just their way of not needing to take accountability, call it preseason. But like season 1 and stuff, whenever actually it drops, there better not be any issues because as you saw, like the guild I'm in, they like doing the leaderboards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the top 10 people are leaderboard players. So if you have like cheaters and bugs and stuff, it just does not make it any fun, completely pointless to do that. So yeah, please fix that. And then let's talk about the raid a little bit. I got a lot of complaints and these guys are just elitists. Like they think just because they're good at the game that everybody else is, but this raid thing cannot be a thing. You can only do this twice a week and this is a 30% and this is a 30%. So you could do this like 6 times and still not get this. You could do this 10 times and still not get this ring or necklace because it's a chance-based percentage and it's not even like 50%. This one's 50, so you could get lucky and get one of these items. Even after that, it's 25 and 25, right? So like, why are we making it RNG whether we get a gear piece or not when it's already limited and when it's already the hardest piece of content in the game? Like, this is really nice. Make this like 5 or 6. That would be great. But here, make it so you can choose the gear piece and just make it 100. And also doesn't make sense because you have to get the right substat for these weapons to consider using them, especially like the rings. You need crit damage, crit chance, and landing that is already pretty difficult. So just remove the RNG from here. Also the co-op scaling, we went over that. 96 million HP is a little bit too much. Should make it so it's easier. So if like 2 whales gather together to carry other people, they can do that. It basically was advertised as a co-op mode. Co-op with your friends, team up, and you can go ahead and play the game and enjoy it. But you try and do co-op as like a regular person, they're kind of cooked, all right? Again, I don't want to see no elitist comments. You're like, I can clear it. I can clear it. Yeah, I can clear it too. We can clear it. We did it in 8 minutes, okay? That's not the point. The point is for most people, it's just not the norm. And you have to be careful of those most people because that's who plays the game. And then the first boss obviously is very annoying. We want to have him take the stuff down that comes from the sky or lower the rate because you're trying to constantly do attacks, but then you're constantly getting those things dropped dropped on your head, which just makes it not fun. Like, it's not even a fun mechanic. The tag gauge is something else. Like, I can understand it. Maybe you can get used to it, but like that falling from the sky and him just bugging around all over the place, it's not fun either. And for co-op, I think they should do a little bit more for co-op. If you want to add a voice mechanic, you can. It's not a terrible idea. So in the game, you can speak to someone. That could be fun. Like, that could urge people to try out the game because, well, you can speak over the game. That's pretty convenient. Of course, there's issues with like toxicity and whatever, but this kind of game is a lot more limited. You're probably not going to play with randoms that much. You're going to find people on Discord, have friends IRL, Twitter, whatever, and play with them. So you already know the people. And it's not like random people that, unless you're joining random people, like you're not going to find random people that are just going to be mean to you or rude to you. So voice chat wouldn't be too bad either. But that's basically everything I can think of. If I missed something, let me know in the comments. If you made it this far in the video, comment whatever improvement you agree with, leave a like, and watch one of these videos on the screen next, and I'll see you tomorrow or whenever. I don't know actually. So